Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ant-Man.
War Machine here.
And we are
Nerd to Nerd.
And this movie of the week is Black Widow. Warning! Warning! Spoiler warning!
Spoiler warning? What is that? You just said spoiler warning.
Is that the spoiler alarm?
So we should get out of here?
I think we should get out of here because we don't want to hear any spoilers if we don't want to be spoiled.
So get out of here if you don't want to be spoiled.
Spoiler warning. So today's movie of the week is Black Widow. And wow, it was such a great movie.
Finally. I feel like I've been waiting for this movie for 5 years. I mean,
It was
a little
really
ridiculous.
long time. Really, really long time.
Natasha's dead, but we finally got a movie about Natasha.
Spoiler warning,
Yeah.
Natasha's dead.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Endgame, I don't know what's going on.
And it's your fault. So don't be that guy or girl.
Whatever. You should have watched it. Anyway, Natasha's dead, so this is a movie that takes place in between
Civil
Captain
War.
America Civil War and
Infinity
Avengers Infinity War.
Yep.
From the beginning, the childhood. We finally get to see Natasha Romanoff's childhood and how she became Black Widow.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that whole opening scene?
I feel like the beginning of the movie pulled me in right away. And I went in not knowing what to think because I was worried about me not liking it as much as I wound up liking it because of her death. And
Okay.
I went in worried because of that. Like, why am I going to, like, fall in love with this movie and care about this character's, stuff that happened in her life if she's already dead in the main timeline? But I have to say, the way they started out this movie was excellent. It pulled you right in. You saw her, you saw her sister when they were really young, and you saw, what you thought were her parents at that moment.
Yeah, her fake family.
Her fake family.
Which we do know that family is pretty important to her because she's always talking about the Avengers being her family.
I used to have nothing. And then I got this. This job. This family.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got to see the other side of her family and the family, the cast.
Cast
Florence
was great.
Pugh, amazing.
She was
Scarlett
really
Johansson,
great.
amazing as always. How did you feel about the other cast members? Or other fake
Alexi,
family?
which was the dad, Red Guardian. He was played by David Harbour, who
Really funny.
who you would know from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
A lot of people know him from Stranger Things. He was actually in that James Bond movie too.
I loved his character.
And Milena played the wife, the mother, and that's by Rachel Weisz, who's actually married
Yes.
to our current James Bond actor, Daniel Craig.
Yeah, she actually ends up looking like the crazy mom in the beginning of the movie, like the mad scientist. But later on, we find out that she's not. But we'll get there. So, Yelena, the
Yelena.
mind control. In the begining, you
Crazy.
see that she's under some sort of mind control, and there's an agent that's after her. And they basically throw this potion in her face, whatever it was.
Yeah,
Like
this
an
red
antidote.
this red thing that once she smells it, it like wakes her up.
Yeah.
And because basically they're mind controlled.
Which we've never known to this point.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea anything about.
And she came to
being
her senses.
completely controlled. Yeah, so this was her first wake up call.
Yeah, so once this happened to her and she realized what was going on, she ripped out a sensor out of her leg.
Yeah, it was weird that she remembered right away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like snapped out of it, and then she knew.
It's
right
kind of
where
like
the
they
tracker
know
was.
that they're not in control, but
Yeah.
they still are forced to do the actions that they're doing.
It's like a second sense.
So as soon as she pulled this out, the other widows, because they're all Black Widows technically, they start going after her, and they know that she's immediately called her a deserter.
yeah, right away they're deserters, and that brings us to the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about: the fight scenes.
Crazy couple of fight scenes in this movie.
Awesome fight scenes. My favorite one was Natasha and Yelena meeting for the first time in that apartment building, hotel room, whatever it was. That was amazing. Yeah, they were really going at it. It was nuts. I thought one of them was gonna die.
I loved when Natasha got to the door and she's trying to open the door and you hear Yelena inside and she's like, "Why are you trying to get in here like there's a minefield?"
Yeah,
It was
I know
really,
you're
really
here.
funny.
Just come in, and they're both pointing guns at each other.
And that fight they had together, it was badass.
It might have been close in comparison. I mean, I know I don't want to put it up there, but it's like a Captain America and Iron Man fight. Like, that was serious, man.
I'm not gonna go that far.
That was pretty epic.
It was cool,
Just throwing it out there. I want to see what you guys think.
but
I liked it.
nah.
Watch it.
Was a good fight though. Was really a good fight. The one I want to talk about is Taskmaster and Natasha. Now, I really, really, really liked the suit.
I did not.
He did not. He thought it was what?
Looked like a Power Ranger to me. As
Like
soon as
a-
I saw
wait,
Taskmaster.
Which Power Ranger?
Man, you're going back. I can't
I don't
remember.
know. Everybody had a favorite Power Ranger.
No, looked like one of the villains.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
As soon as I saw Taskmaster, I thought it was Morphin Time.
You should have saw him in the theater. He was giggling to himself.
Yeah, I was just like, this is.
It was his turn to giggle. I giggled during Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so that fight was great.
It was, yeah.
The
no.
cool thing was once Natasha, there was one point in the movie where she was driving out to get gas for the generator.
Yeah.
And you thought she was just like, why are we watching her just drive a car on a bridge? Well, she started to make a left turn and then boom!
All of a sudden, you think you're watching A Day in the Life of Black Widow.
Literally. Turns out it's Taskmaster following her because of contents that she's carrying in her car, and she didn't even know she had it. And it turns out it was those red vials.
Yeah, it was the antidote for the Black Widow mind control serum thingy-majigger, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
Taskmaster was after to retrieve those,
Yeah,
which
So-
turned out working for
Draev,
Draev.
which everybody thought was dead, but he's not.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, I love the sister-to-sister difference. I loved how they were similar yet completely different, and in my opinion, Yelena actually is much more of a favorable character. Her personality is much better.
She's very, very likable.
Yes.
They set her up as a very likable character, and honestly, I think she's adorable. I am sad to see Natasha go, but they totally set up this movie for her to be the future Black Widow.
Yeah,
And
I can't
honestly,
wait.
I don't have anything against it.
No, it was great. She was.
I like it.
I think she was better in the movie than Scarlett Johansson.
yeah.
being on it. It was being pushed because she's going to be the next. The baton was getting passed, so it's expected.
Usually, something like this, I would get a little butthurt, but I'm not butthurt.
Yeah.
Totally okay.
And it happens often.
Yeah, it happens often.
He gets
I'm
upset.
I'm Mr. Butthurt, and he's Mr. 10 out of 10.
Not this week.
So, it's just crazy, this movie with the sister.
I know.
Just-
It's awesome.
Before we get to the reunion, let's listen to a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by the Philadelphia Connection, where they bring the action to you. This is a great place for all your autograph needs of your favorite stars. Please visit thephiladelphiaconnection.com for a list of upcoming signings and for any in-stock purchases of your treasured entertainment and sports heroes. So now this brings us to the family reunion.
Dinner talk.
Dinner talk. So, in the beginning of the movie, as kids, they are taken away from their parents. They see their mother was shot.
At
She's
dinner.
taken away. At dinner?
Yeah, they were taken away at dinner. And then the next time they see each other again is at dinner.
Well, they ran away from dinner.
Yes, and they came back to finish 20 years later.
The same dinner.
Yeah, same
the
dinner.
plates were still there and everything.
Yeah.
So they're together back at dinner, and they just broke the father, Alexei, out from jail. Fake
Mhm.
dad.
Really cool scene.
Really, really cool scene. And, they're reunited with their fake mother, Milena.
Yeah. And Yelena, not Melina, is tired of everybody's shenanigans and nonsense. She storms off out of the kitchen, the dinner talk, and goes into another room. And the father chases after her, says, I'll go talk to her.
Like a father would.
Yes, he does try. He really does. He puts every effort that he can into trying being a dad. To an
It
extent.
seems like Yelena says that she's the only one that cares, but even though it was an assignment for that, Alexei and Milena, I think deep inside of them, they did love them in a certain way. They just, especially
Yeah.
Alexei can't
Well, they're
he
spies,
can't show it.
so
He can't spy. He's
Yeah.
a spy, but he can't emotionally show it.
they need to show it in different ways.
And how does Alexei show it?
By singing "Bye Bye Miss American Pie" to
By Don
Yelena
McLean.
in the room where Yelena goes to be by herself, because that song is a song that Yelena sang when they were leaving their house in the beginning of the movie. That was her song as a kid.
Yeah, it was her favorite song.
And
And
you
she
know,
asked Alexei to put it, as dad,
yeah,
to put it in the car while they were driving.
yeah, put the cassette in while they're driving away. It was really, really nice, and she got all teared up and stuff.
It was a beautiful moment.
And then right as soon as he was done, boom, an explosion as Taskmaster.
Taskmaster again.
And back to Taskmaster, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, it's not that I didn't like the suit. I just really didn't like the suit. Yeah. Like I said,
Go Power Rangers!
I don't know. It wasn't about it, man. I felt like they just changed it too much.
I thought it was cool. I really liked the emphasis on each step. It was like,
I thought it was Vader.
boom. On every time the step, every scene, I felt like.
Very good combat skills, far superior to Black Widow and Yelena.
It seemed like it, yeah.
Yeah. They just changed it too much. I didn't like it. Like I said, it was more fun time the whole time.
Before we get into the reveal
Mm.
of Taskmaster, let's talk about Draev.
He is not a nice guy.
He's not nice at all.
Yeah,
No,
he
no.
says he's going to recycle what the world doesn't need or what the world doesn't use, which is all these children that are orphans that don't have parents, and he takes them into this program and makes them Black Widows. It's horrible.
He hounds up, steals children, puts them together, and I believe they said in the movie they only keep about 10% and the rest are taken care of, which is really, really sad.
It is. It's makes you think, like, and wonder, like, is this going on in other parts of the world? Like, is this a thing? Because they become trained assassins.
Yeah, it's
and-
thought-provoking. It makes you
Yeah,
wonder.
yeah, and I mean, there's other crazy countries out there that do things that are nuts. So it was sad, but he was a great villain to Black Widow, and it made perfect sense.
It was good. It made sense with the story, and it turns out that Natasha thought that she had killed him, and you see a flashback scene of Natasha sitting outside a car, and you see the daughter of Draev, Antonia,
She's
get
so
home.
not cool for doing what she did to that little
No,
girl.
she called her collateral damage.
Terrible.
So she was willing to kill Antonia, the
Ashamed
young
of
daughter,
yourself.
who's innocent, and to kill Draev. And for years she thought she killed Draev. Well, it turns out
Yeah,
she
well,
didn't
that's
kill
what you
Draev.
get.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
didn't kill Draev. And turns out she didn't even kill Antonia. Because
Nope.
who is Antonia?
Taskmaster.
Was the daughter of Draev. Much different than we know about Taskmaster from the comics.
I don't know about you, but I saw it coming. As soon as Taskmaster was in that room and he was like, "You gave me my greatest wish," or I don't know, my best gift. I don't know what, something along those lines. I was like, "Damn it,
Here we go. The daughter's not dead.
damn it."
It's got to be the daughter. And then
Knew
the
it.
big reveal, he said, "Say hello."
Yeah,
And the mask came off, and it was Antonia, the daughter.
and
It was played by Olga Kurylenko.
and she did a great job. Nothing against her. She did phenomenal.
Mm.
It just wasn't the Taskmaster that I was expecting, but
Yeah.
I should have known going in.
I think a lot of people aren't expecting that type of Taskmaster because they're expecting the Taskmaster that we know from the comics.
Yeah, it was Tony.
The costume was a lot different. It was
Tony
it was
Master.
a male.
Anthony Master
Mhm.
was his alias that he went by. The one thing that I wish that we got to see was seeing Taskmaster manipulate other people's abilities, because that's his main thing. I thought they missed on that.
That would be cool. I feel like they had to leave stuff out just to focus on the Widow storyline.
They had to push.
Overall, I'm kind of disappointed with what they did with Taskmaster because I didn't expect it to be a one and done type of villain.
Mhm.
But that's the route they chose to take, and unfortunately, that's what it is. And
So when we do get the reveal of Taskmaster, we're in the Red Room.
Red Room, yes.
And
where is this Red Room?
in the sky.
Another fortress in the clouds, and nobody knew about it.
Tony, Thor, nobody's seen it ever.
You know, this Draev guy, some amazing guy. I'm pretty sure the reason why he was still in the clouds was because
He
to
was
the
afraid of
Avengers, he was a wimp. And
That
they were
too.
just like, that guy can just stay in the clouds.
Yeah, let him do his thing, whatever. They probably didn't know what he was doing. You would hope.
Well, maybe they didn't know about the Widows thing, but like, come on, they're the Avengers. I'm pretty sure they would know that there's another fortress hiding in the clouds.
Yeah, unless Tony's just too busy trying to keep everybody in check. Maybe he's just too busy.
Maybe.
He's trying to make everybody look
But
cool.
he was
That's his
there a
job.
long time, though. You got to remember.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
hiding for a pretty long time.
He was hiding before Tony
Yeah.
probably even came to the picture.
So,
Which also brings us to Natasha not being able to hurt
yeah, it turns out
Dreykov.
Draev sent out Taskmaster from the room
Mhm.
that they were in this red room, and she's like, "Well, why did you just do that? That was stupid. Now I can just kill you." And it
Yeah, I
turns
didn't
out
see
she
this
pulled out
coming.
her gun. She tried to take her, I believe it was a knife. She tried to stab him.
Yeah, she couldn't.
and
it was like
every time
this-
she did, she couldn't pull the trigger, and she couldn't continue with the knife
it
because
was like a force wall around her.
Yeah.
It was weird.
and
I
apparently it's built in her pheromones that if they smell him, they can't go for the kill. They can't harm this
thought, which is
person.
even creepier.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the plan was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, no, neat. I didn't see it coming at all. I
No.
thought she had like a chip in her head, or Natasha was a robot this entire time. I'm like, no.
Imagine she's a robot this
I
whole
was so
time.
sad,
That'd
but
be
she's
weird.
not because she had a soul, which we found out in Endgame.
Well, we also knew she had a soul because she's a human.
I'm about to hit you in the head with a peanut butter sandwich.
Yes, but at that point, if you didn't watch Endgame, you wouldn't have known. Anyway, so she ends up smashing her head
Yeah,
on the table,
Yeah.
breaking
The connection,
Yes, between one of the nerves, so the scent doesn't get picked up, so she can hurt Dreykov.
Yeah.
and she
she
does a
knocked
number on
him
him.
To the ground.
Oh, she smacked him around.
Mm-hmm.
She gave him what he deserved.
Yes. Because
Big
he was not a nice person.
No,
Not
goodbye.
a nice person.
See you. Get out of the MCU.
Yep. Get out of the MCU. Well, turns out they saved the day.
Yeah, Red Room destroyed. Dreykov gets
Goodbye.
blown up.
He gets blown
in
up.
space.
He's definitely dead this time.
He's gone.
Definitely dead this time.
If he's not, then I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, if there's like a Black Widow too.
Wait a minute.
Ding!
Yeah.
We're going to give Kevin Feige and Marvel a nice idea now.
Yeah, that's a thumbs down.
He would actually give a thumbs down. Mr. 10 out of 10 would give a
No,
thumbs down.
no,
to
I'm
Black Widow
changing.
too. He's changing.
It's July.
It's
Different
July.
month, different man.
So let's talk about the second end credit scene.
Yeah, not the first one, because that really wasn't an end credit scene. It was a little weird.
That was something that led into, she gets a Quinjet, and then
It was a little
the
bit.
next time you see her is in Infinity War when they save Vision and Scarlet
Like,
Witch.
okay,
But
cool.
that was
Next,
just
please.
just a tie-in to the old
Yeah.
movies because Natasha's dead.
Mhm.
So this second scene, Sean, how did you feel about it?
It was touching. I mean, I wasn't expecting for Yelena to go to Natasha's grave. I didn't know that they were going to jump that far ahead.
Yeah, I was
And
surprised by it too.
She's talking to her sister, and I thought it was really, really cool that she whispered the way that her and Natasha would whisper back and forth to
Whistle.
let them know. Yes, whistle.
Whistle.
They would
Yeah.
whistle back and forth. Yes. Like it was their thing, and I thought it was cool that she did it to the tombstone. Like, I'm here, sister. I love you. I miss you. It was touching. I really
was
liked that
beautiful.
part. Yeah.
The whistling thing made me think about Hunger Games when they go doo doo doo.
Oh,
but it's the wrong
Ruin a
movie
good
franchise. Yeah, I thought it was really beautiful the way she was, hugging the stone and kiss the
It was
stone.
sad.
And then Val had to mess all that up.
Yeah, I want to know what she's up to, man. She comes up out of nowhere, says,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm paying my respects," and Yelena
Yeah.
says, "Listen, I'm on vacation. Leave me alone."
Yeah, right. And which makes you question, like, what is she doing? Is she working for? And what does she do? She says, "I can give you the one that killed your sister," and she showed a picture of Clint, Hawkeye.
Ridiculous. Yeah, so now Yelena's going to be going after Hawkeye, Clint, who has a family, who's just trying to live his darn
Right,
life
and
for once.
And he loved, not like that, but like
No,
he loved,
Natasha
truly,
was like his
genuinely
sister.
cared.
Yeah.
He
They,
loved and cared about
his
Natasha.
children called Natasha.
Auntie.
Yeah. So they were like family. So Yelena hasn't been talking to Natasha for years and years and years. So
Yeah.
Natasha
maybe she
wouldn't have
doesn't know.
told Yelena about Clint.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna have to figure it out. Hopefully, we figure this out in the Hawkeye series that's supposed to be.
It'll
coming
definitely
out.
play out in Hawkeye.
On Disney
And
Plus.
I think they'll wind up fighting and he'll get beat up, I'm sure. But it'll wind up coming out that he cared about her and this is going to be her
Yeah.
tie-in to be the future Black Widow.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the MCU moving forward. I love the vision that they're going forward.
Mm-hmm.
This was an awesome first step.
How would you rate this movie?
8.5 out of 10, and it's because of Taskmaster. If you made it right, it would have been a 10 out of 10, but you didn't do it. It's your fault.
I would actually have to give it a 9 out of 10. I went in without any expectations of Taskmaster, so I wasn't disappointed in any way. But I loved the family. There's so many things I loved in this movie, and I was really, really left impressed with this movie.
There was, and I feel bad giving it an 8.5 out of 10, but when the villain is supposed to be that big and it doesn't deliver the way it should, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Watch it, though. It's an awesome movie.
Check it out. Black Widow is in theaters or Disney Plus premiere.
Please let us know what you thought about the movie below.
Let us know in the comments. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.
Of Nerd to Nerd.